Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. Here we go. We're looking at the Monuments Men today. A small little snippet from Patreon. If you like this content, if you learn to be a better cinematographer this way, like I do, then the easiest spot to join up is with Patreon. We do a feature film breakdown like this, but with better jokes each and every week. It's much longer. We go through many more scenes. The benefit is the more scenes that you go through, the more decisions that you are able to think about and to analyze and then to see the exact results. It's like there's no mystery behind it. It's like, this is the result. Do you like it? Yes or no? If you like it, good for you. Continue to do that. If you don't like it, you have the answer as well. You just do the opposite of this, right? We're looking at Hollywood slick, which means when I think Hollywood slick, it means the real world doesn't look like this. But guess what? In your story, you probably don't want your story to look like the real world. Why? Because, I don't know, go outside. Your life probably sucks, right? You probably live in a shoebox. You don't have any furniture. You sleep on the floor. It's a bummer, right? You don't want to go to the movies and see a bummer. You want to see something beautiful, something amazing, something that doesn't actually exist. And career-wise, if you can make something beautiful that doesn't actually exist, people like that. So you're going to get more work. It's very hard to do. It seems easy now, just looking at it. You're like, obviously, it's beautiful. I would like the real world to look like that. Yeah, me too. This isn't a utopia. We don't live in some fairy tale. But if you can make people believe that that fairy tale world exists, guess what? You, my friend, have job security, which is good because then maybe you can move out of the shoebox. Choices. Okay, let's take a look at the Monuments Men. Again, if you like it, Patreon, link in the description below. Many thanks, and let's go. We come to this frame, and I mean, this could be every single commercial that we've ever looked at on the channel, or every single breakdown that we've ever done. Shears, a little bit of heat, across the image, over to here. We got a little eye light from down here. Whatever the sun is bouncing off of, whatever our 18K is bouncing off of, ends up in the eyeballs here, just to get a little bit of return on the shadow side. But we're into the L of the room where these things meet. You can see the actual lighting that is going on outside. Crossing it this way, shooting into the shadow, and then peppering the background with stuff that looks halfway interesting. And also helps to have that smoke in there. Okay, so this is now we're into the 35mm stuff. And backlit. And ta-da, same idea. Sun peeking through. This one is like a little sandwich though, right? Because we got sun seeking through this way, but then we're going to push all of our key level this way. Ta-da, and that is also, I think, green screen. Right? This one doesn't feel near as bad as, I mean, do we really need that many extras here on this day for the one shot of this guy? I think just from a production standpoint, that is going to be green screen and comped in later. You can also sort of feel, you know, he's like this, you got this little edge light that is happening here. Doesn't feel like he's really there. And it only gets worse when we go to John Goodman's. This one, notice the dolly track and the move is left of the light. So we got a little tiny uplight, which is a return from our practical. Then we're pushing level this way. That creates our shadow down the line. We balance it with whatever those stage lights are. And let's come around. There's our prac. So he's outlined the whole time. Like, look at this. This is what we want. That little outline is what we are after. And ta-da, you see how there's also this little, there's a black book down here, but there's a white book too, just to give a little bit more, give me a little bit more level at him. Same here. The white wraps around his face from this practical light in the frame. Also, see how the practical light is actually lit? If you keep things really, really contained, it's harder even for me or for you or for any cinematographer looking to notice, because this is where all of our energy is going. So you feel the practical, but then where is this light coming from? Like, what is this? But it is nice to have it there because then you get the shape of the lamp and it feels real. And it's much more interesting than just having flat, nothing black, which is what you would have if you only used this prac light. Come on now. We come out into the warm little area just behind his head. Like, why have we chosen this area for him to sit? Well, because we've got this opportunity behind him. Come around. Same angle. Look at George being lit from above. And now we keep moving. Ta-da. Again, looking at your levels. Where is it? Come on. Notice the level on, so he's soft fobbed, right? Brightest thing in the image, and watch his level versus what's in the foreground. This wipe, this is at least a stop down, right? One, stop, down. We get the full wipe across, and then hottest thing in the image, ta-da, right there, across the chest. This is probably my favorite introduction to the characters. Big, cool looking studio. We backlight it with some giant light, keep it fairly beamed up so it doesn't spill everywhere. And we just aim it at the back of this statue's head. And what do you get? You get, yes, can I get some free particles in the air? And nice little, I mean, there's a little bit of bump to that camera move, but it's pretty good. All right, let's see. And go the camera move. Yep, runs up the stairs. All right, so on the running, let's go back here. On the running, what do we get? Perfectly backlit silhouette to camera. Let's not fill it in. We don't need it. Just put the light over here and trust the range of the camera is going to be able to hold all the values that we need. All right, so we go up the stairs. There's a little bit of level coming this way, right, to see the front of the statue. It's not just backlight. Or there's a little bit there. And then there's also this like gold reflection that is coming. Either there's a gold reflector down here that is bouncing this stuff up, or it's a lamp. My guess is reflection though. And then a little bit coming around the front, but the majority is the work is being done from this giant backlight. So up we come. You can feel a little bump in the move there. And cue, yes. I mean, look at this light. Right, just a tiny bit there. We don't have to push anything back at him. And then he's getting whatever this, we've laid like a 4x frame or a 4x piece of diffusion. You just tape it to the statue. And then that is what is giving John Goodman, when he moves out of the way there, that's what's giving him all of his level. It's just returned from up here. A beautifully designed shot. And then look at the framing, right? Keeping him inside this thing. So you take full advantage of the statue. And then you get this nice hot area into, ta-da, the L of the room. All right, just a beautiful, beautiful looking move. And then as he looks away as well, like it only gets darker over here. Really, really nice touch. And then this one is definitely green screen. If it's not green screen, I don't know. I think this is green screen to me. Like, whoop, let's see. Here's down, same light every single time. Make it big and soft. Darkness over here. You can feel a little leak down the side of his face. It's the same setup over and over. Same over here. Light to dark to light to dark. All right, do you see what I mean there? Like that is not how it looks like outside that window for me. But I like it. And it distracts me from the fact that my life doesn't look like that. So if I was going to shoot a movie and I wanted it to be beautiful, that is who I would get to do that job, right? You just have to look at the credits. Who did that? Oh, Faden. Okay, can I get him to do my movie? Because I want my movie to look like that. Guess what? That's how you get more work. So do that. Learn how to do it. And will your results look as good as that? No. No, because just knowing this stuff is not enough, right? You need a whole team of people. There's other people moving these things. You can't have, you're not going to have control over every single decision. You can set the general direction. You can do your best to manage each and every department as best you can. But eventually it takes a lot of really talented people to be able to pull something like this off. So don't be hard on yourself. Or don't beat yourself up because your short film looks like dog shit. Let's be honest, right? Your mom won't be honest with you. Your dad won't be honest with you. Your family won't. I will, right? Most of your stuff probably doesn't look that great. But I like that you're trying to get better. I like that you're sitting here, you're going through the process. How do I get better? I know. Let's see. If I look at something good and then I find out how they did it, and then I can take that information and try and repeat it on set when I'm there, I'm probably going to get a little bit closer. And if I get a little bit closer 100 times a year after 5 years, guess what? I mean, you're probably still not going to be very good, but you'll be better than you would have been. And that is the goal, at least for you. Okay, that's going to do it for this one. Many thanks. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.